So guys, you've seen this before. This is my Mate X bike, which I still have, for those of you asking. But today in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix one of these, an Apple AirTag, to the bike in the best way possible. Stay tuned. So firstly, before I get into this, if you haven't seen my other videos of the Mate X, I'm going to leave a link up here somewhere so that you can go and check that out beforehand. So I've had this bike for about a year and a half. I still ride it all the time. I'm still upgrading bits on it. And whilst I'm not going to go into any of the new upgrades I've made in this video, if you do spot them on the bike throughout this video, let me know in the comments below. One of the best things about the Mate X is that it attracts a lot of attention, and especially when you make certain modifications to it, it makes the bike, in my opinion, look even better than it did originally coming out of the factory. The problem is that attention also attracts unwanted attention. So we've had like quite a few of these on the groups and forums that have been stolen, and people have had like fairly decent locks on them. So I have a giant lock, and I've kind of shown that off in one of the other videos, and I know that no lock is unbreakable. So what happens if you do get your bike stolen? So there are a number of GPS trackers made specifically for bikes. The Mate X unfortunately doesn't come with one as standard, which I think was a bit of a miss. And people have tried using things like Tile as well to track their bikes. That's great if you live in a big city. Fortunately, I live in Switzerland, so Tile isn't used as much. When Apple came out with the AirTags, I thought this is it. This is like the perfect opportunity to have something that is cost efficient, works well, small, and there's a huge amount of Apple iPhone users within this city, certainly. So here's the thing about the Apple AirTag. It is tiny. However, it's just a really awkward and weird shape to be able to put it onto a bike. Tile do some other formats of this, like tiny dots and flat surfaced things. This doesn't have a flat surface on it, so it makes it a bit awkward to stick it somewhere onto the bike. That's where this comes in. This is a 3D printed carrier for the Mate X specifically to hold an AirTag into the bike. This is made by a guy called Andrew from the Mate Mod store, who has a number of other really cool 3D printed parts that he's made for the Mate X bike specifically. I have a few of those attached to the bike, so you might be able to see them if you look very closely. But he didn't send me this for free, doesn't know that I'm doing this video. I just wanted to say thank you for coming up with something like this, because it makes complete sense to me, and I'm so glad that I can now stick an AirTag in a really nice way into the bike as well. So let me show you how this works. You get your carrier, you have your AirTag. It simply pops in there and holds it firm, and then this goes into the bottom of the bike. You'll also probably need like a rubber mallet or a hammer or something just to put it in there, but it's not as hard as it looks. Let me take you over with me. I'm going to come to the other side of the bike so you can see where this goes in. So if you go to your Mate X bike, just underneath here, running from the seating column, goes all the way down, and there's a hole just underneath, and that's where this goes. So you just pop that in here, give it a little tap with a hammer, boom. Oh, it's not right. There it is. Okay, so let me just show you now what that looks like underneath, if I can. Ignore the amount of crap that's in the bike. But yeah, it looks a bit like this. When you're looking at the bike, you can't actually see. I'll go right the way around the bike. You can't actually see it, which is great. It's kind of in there, but you can't notice it. So that's great. So that one, it's not obvious that it's on the bike, and two, it's not that easy to get out. You actually need a tool to pry that back out, and there's an easier way of getting it out, which I'm not going to mention on the video, just purely because then everyone would be doing it. And one thing I do want to mention is that that's not the only AirTag that I have on the bike. In fact, it's not the only tracking device I have on the bike. So anyone trying to steal this, you know, I'm watching you. But I hope that was helpful. Let me know how you're tracking your Mate X in the comments below. Are you using AirTags? Are you using Tile? Are you using a different GPS system? If you are using AirTags and you're doing something different than what I've just shown you here, also let me know. It'd be really interesting to see what people are doing with these. But I do have other Mate X bike videos planned. I've got some other upgrades that I'm making to the bike at the moment, so I'll do an update on that, plus a long-term review if you guys want to see that. And so please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.